Hey y'all, it's your girl Erika back with another Marvel Cinematic Universe series breakdown. This time we are talking about Loki episode 1, Glorious Purpose. Let's get into it. The first episode of the newest Marvel Studios series, Loki, has finally been released on Disney Plus for all of us puny mortals. Oh, so that we can enjoy. And yes, it was indeed glorious. The episode starts off right where and when we last saw Loki, his escape via the Tesseract in the alternate 2012 in Avengers Endgame, arriving or rather crashing in the Gobi Desert. Loki is quickly captured by a group known as the Time Variance Authority. If you want more information on the Time Variance Authority or TVA, or you just simply a little bit lost by this in general, check out our video on what to expect from this season of Loki as we break it down in depth. Loki is taken to the Time Variance Authority's headquarters shortly after he arrives in the desert, where he is subjected to a series of demeaning bureaucratic procedures enough to bore anyone, let alone the god of mischief, to death. And Loki quickly realizes that the threat of death is very real here, even if it doesn't appear as such immediately. A powerless Loki is taken before the judge, Ravonna Renslayer, where he learns that he is being tried for being a time variant as a result of his escape and is sentenced to be reset, which doesn't sound great to say the least, but ultimately means ceasing to exist, or at least this version of him. In this episode, we get quite a bit of exposition, and honestly, I don't really find a problem with it because I feel like we need it. This is a new concept added to the MCU, especially if you are of the audience that really focused a lot on the movies. Really diving down into the whole idea of the sacred timeline, multiverse timelines, and things like that. It's a little bit hard to track because we haven't been exposed to it outside of the stories that come with Doctor Strange. And I think that they do a really great job in this episode of breaking down and giving you a lot of information and a lot of exposition really quickly and really thoroughly, so that you can really understand what this world is going to look like and how the timelines, how the multiverse, how all of the things that could potentially become a problem actually become a problem. And this is actually punctuated by an analog little intro video that reminds me a lot of what the old safety videos used to be like on planes. The entire TVA, for them to be the people who guard the sacred timeline, the entire set design, the whole setup there is very analog, and it's so cool because it makes for a very interesting set design. But when you're looking at it in 2021, it's like y'all control time, y'all know the past, present, and the future. Y'all are stuck with all this old analog looking equipment. It's just like, okay, I can't. Like I said, in this episode we get tons and tons of exposition, but you need it. So if you're going to watch Loki, make sure that you watch and pay attention to episode 1, because it gives you all of the things that you're going to need to know so that you can really track how he's going to move throughout the world now, because things here are slightly different than what we have previously seen. Fortunately, Loki, the character in the series, is saved from a swift end thanks to the pleas of Agent Mobius. Mobius is hunting down a dangerous time variant responsible for the deaths of multiple TVA agents, and he believed Loki could be more useful alive than dead. And we see this play out as he spends this episode basically trying to recruit him onto this mission. The two of them talk in a one-on-one interview, which Loki attempts to escape from multiple times to no avail, at least initially. And Mobius asks a series of questions and tries to understand Loki, really trying to figure out what makes him tick. Throughout this interview, Mobius plays videos showing Loki's life, accusing the self-proclaimed liberator of being nothing more than a murderer. And considering that Loki just got done attempting to conquer Earth, Mobius' description of him isn't completely unearned. I just want to make a note that Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson play off each other beautifully in this series, showcasing what will hopefully be just the start of absolutely amazing continued on-screen chemistry. Mobius' interview is interrupted by Hunter B5, and this allows for Loki to slip away and attempt to make his escape. You know, he is the master of making his escape, which is also something that's noted in this series or this episode. But this is short-lived, as Loki finds dozens of Infinity Stones serving as nothing more than paperweights when he goes to find the Tesseract. Keep in mind, the Infinity Stones have have been shown in some of the most powerful objects of the MCU, with Thanos using them to destroy half of all of life in existence in Avengers Infinity War. So seeing them collecting dust here hammers home the idea that Loki truly is at the mercy of the greatest power of the universe, the Timekeepers and their Minutemen, the TVA. Returning to his interview chamber, Loki plays the tape to see his future, witnessing the deaths of his mother, his father, and even himself in past films. This scene is by far the highlight of the episode, with Hiddleston delivering an emotional performance as Loki, coming to realize that he truly did have a place amongst his family, and he would have been more than the villain he felt he was destined to be by some glorious purpose. These tragic elements of belonging and identity are what make Loki stand out as more than just a simplistic, charismatic villain to fight the hero. The episode ends with Mobius finding Loki and telling him that he needs his help to fight the real villain, Loki, or at least another dangerous variant of the God of Mischief, currently killing TVA agents. I think it was kind of masterful how they were able to really speed up Loki's arc and take this variant version of him and bring him close to. He's not exactly at where he was when he actually sacrificed himself in attempts to save everyone and Thanos kills him, but with him being able to fast forward and see his death, the Infinity Stones are powerless in this place, and all of these other things, we are able to get a lot of his character development, a lot of his reflection and growth that really shifts him, that for the Loki that we wind up seeing, the one that dies. He makes up a lot of ground in this one episode, from being just the Loki from 2012 to the Loki right up before he actually sacrificed himself. And I think that this is dope, because part of it's going to be that he's doing this because he really doesn't have any other choice. He can't tell the TVA, no, I'm not going to help you, because all right, then you just need to cease to exist, because you are not supposed to be here anyway. But then another part of it is, I think that his arc will be him getting to the place of where he actually arrives at in the regular timeline, but as this variant as well. So I think that this is going to be very, very interesting to see. Overall, I love the first episode of Loki. There is such large amounts of exposition, which I needed, because I really struggle with the idea of like, oh, we're just going to go back and see the past Loki because Loki in real life is dead, and why does this even matter, and all of this type of stuff. But the exposition that they give in this episode, I think is perfect. It sets us up to really know what we can expect, but not tell us exactly what's happening next. And partially, I felt like that was something I struggled with WandaVision. When we first started to watch those episodes, it wasn't enough exposition enough for me to really be like, okay, I really know what's happening and I want to continue to watch. I almost felt like I can't continue to watch this because I don't know what's going on. But right now, I feel like I know exactly what's happening with Loki. They did a great job of setting up a unique world, having entertaining writing and superb performances from all the cast that's involved. And as I mentioned, I'm excited to see the remaining 5 episodes of season 1. And in particularly, I'm excited to see if this evil version or more evil version of Loki is truly who we are told he actually is. Did you guys watch the first episode of Loki? If so, tell me what you thought about the episode in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comment section as well. I'm your girl, Erika, and I'm covering all of the hottest television shows to premiere on television, cable, and streaming. And you should really join the tribe by hitting subscribe. Jump down in the comment section so that we can keep the conversation going. I will be starting a Loki playlist, but in the meantime, you can check out my The Falcon and the Winter Soldier playlist right here. Or if you're looking for some other non-MCU content to consume, some great series to check into, I got 2 suggestions for you right here. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!